games, Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life. With 10 things we hate about Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. We have, of course, done 10 things we love. You can go and check out that video now. But it is always a double-sided episode, which brings us to the 10 things we hate. A little bit easier. I still struggle with some because it's... I like both of these games. I have love for them both in my heart. So there's not a lot to hate beyond the obvious, I think. So get us started then with your first one.
Well, as you mentioned in the likes, it's going to be Bark the cat. Big the cat, sorry. Because I'm with. So it's going to be the characters. Now, the only exciting thing about the bad characters in the game is finding them in Shenmue. So,
Okay.
Literally, I don't know what they were thinking about putting that character in.
What, big, yeah?
Yes.
Well...
I don't think they ran out of ideas.
It's really, really strange because he's got very few levels and his gameplay is fishing to catch a frog. He is a lumbering idiot as well who just basically, through chasing his pet frog. Here's the thing, this frog wants to be with him so much. Why does it keep running away from him?
Exactly.
Yeah, I started getting serious Of Mice and Men vibes with this dude and was thinking someone's going to have to shoot him in the back of the head because he's clearly crazy. But yeah, I have Big the Cat as well. Sonic Adventure has way too many auxiliary characters and playable levels for them. But the one that just leaves you scratching your head is Big the Cat. And it's like, what on earth? And then it's like, oh, he's big.
Yeah.
He's fat. And you call him big. Well, wow, what imagination. You know?
They literally must have run out of ideas.
Absolutely. Yeah, just don't do it.
What? Froggy, is that you? You're looking kinda weird, good buddy. What's up with the tail? Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm! Come back here! What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends. For years. Doggy! Wait up! Oh dear.
Right, we doubled up, so go again.
And again, I just in the likes, but some of the bosses were so terrible. You know, I mean, I know obviously you've got to have some good bosses, some bad bosses, but I just think that overall there was more bad bosses than good bosses. You know.
I agree. You know what I hate about Sonic Adventure? Starting. It's actually weirdly enough not one of mine, but you mentioned it there, so I'm gonna say what you're saying. The fact that when you start Sonic Adventure, the very first boss the very first thing is a boss battle.
Yeah.
Against an unknown enemy, just chaos, and it's like what?
Well, yeah, at least let me get into it a little bit before.
Yeah, like do a level first, and then maybe deal with that.
Yep.
But yeah, right, that wasn't one of mine. So my next one, really easy one, camera controls. This applies to both games. If there's anything that ages this game more, and anything that makes it more infuriating now as much as it did back then, shocking cameras. It is the kind of camera we've talked about in other videos and things like that, where it's like there's a physical operator standing behind you. Yep. So if it won't go through a wall, it'll stop at the wall and you can't get it behind you. If it will go through a wall, it'll clip through the wall, but then have the wall as a physical fucking object in your view. Mm-hmm. It makes a game about speed very, very difficult to play. And nowhere is that better shown than in that damned forest area. And that place is just a nightmare of dead ends and bad camera.
Well, shockingly, I've got it too. And I was going to give you, other than a forest, I was going to give you an example. In the first level, when you're going around the loops, and suddenly the camera gets stuck halfway, and then you just drop down.
Drop down because you can't, because as well, like, you're pushing in a direction that's against the camera.
Yeah.
So if the camera moves in a different way, you're now pushing in the opposite direction, will effectively end what you're doing. Yeah, cameras are the bane of these games. And number 2 did not do a better job on it either. Same thing. Right, we double up again. Tails' voice. So Tails' character, you love him or hate him. You know, I hate him for Sonic 2 more than anything else. But obviously in this one, they gave them voices. Now, yes, it matches Tails' young character. But goddamn, is it whiny and high-pitched. Can't stand it. Yeah.
No, I didn't have to, but yeah, again, I agree with that.
Yeah.
The speed, you know, I mean, I'm all for fast games. Obviously, Sonic's supposed to be fast, but there's a bit of time now where I'd like to just maybe coast through a level. You know,
Coast,
actually have a little look around. But I mean, especially the first level. The first level, you can finish a level in about 30 seconds because you're hitting speed bumps and there's just constant movement.
I don't know if you can do it that quickly, but yeah.
Well, I mean, probably about a minute or so, but I just think I would love to be able to take your time. You know.
So take your time then.
It's very, very hard when it's constant speed bumps.
Yeah, you've got those things where you hit speed things and all that. It's the same like in the original game when you would accidentally hit a red plot thing, you know? Yeah. But you're right. It's like, it's one or two. You're either going hyper fast or you're just moving slowly. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Okay, right, you talked in the Love video about enjoying the music. I think Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2's music absolutely sucks. And this is because they decided, in their infinite wisdom, that rock music with lyrics, bad lyrics as well, terrible lyrics, it's generic bollocks. You get the occasional nice bit of music here and there that fits this area in, but when hearing those rock songs, it's like, what the hell is this? Hate it.
I've sort of got the same sort of thing, but I've got down that although I had likes for it, but I do think that it's too similar on every level. It seems to be the same sort of music.
Yep.
It doesn't. There's no variety in the music.
It's when you think of Sonic music, at any point does your head go, "Oh yeah, Sonic Adventure 2"? It doesn't. It's simple as that. Okay. Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow. He's Sonic, but a different colour. Yeah, I know that's tied into the plot, but hell is that lazy. You know, that's super lazy.
I've got down, overall, in my opinion, I was very disappointed.
Okay.
You know, I mean, especially the first one, you know, I mean, this was good. This was, for me, Sega's big break with the Dreamcast, and it was quite disappointing, you know.
I think I'll tie it into my next one, and I think what's very important about that is we kind of touched on a Love video as well, is that time is not helping these games.
No.
And every year that passes by, the more day-to-day look, and the more you go, damn, that's just not the game it could have been, and that's really unfortunate. So I agree with you. I've kind of got it as well, like I said, and I don't see, there's no remake coming, because why? Why would you bother? You would just make a new Sonic game, so there's no remakes are coming and all that. In fact, I'll roll it into my next one as well. What we did get in 2010 was the HD re-releases, and that was it. All they did was it's in HD, so it was a bit sharper and all that, but nothing got fixed. Nothing was changed. Nothing was added. And instead what you got was a sharper looking game with all the flaws, and it was a horrible reminder. And at that point, it was only, over 10 years old compared to now. And you were still like, shit, that's fucking dated. I have those HD releases, and I remember going back and playing it. It's been a few years now since I last played them. I remember going playing them and goes, why am I playing this again? Like, why am I bothering? Like, I'm not going to get anything new out of it.
No, exactly. Mine is another character layer one.
Go on.
But it's Amy.
Yep.
I don't see the point of her as a character. I know, obviously, in the TV series, she's apparently Sonic's other bit and a half or whatever it is. Or
bit and a half.
Or
on and off girlfriend, maybe, yeah.
But as a playable character, it's just pointless. I mean, she's running around with bloody some pink hammer, I think it is. And
Just a hammer, innit? Yeah.
I just don't see the point of it. I mean, I know it all ties in with the story eventually, but...
Ursula is the answer to Peach.
Yeah.
You know, they needed early on in Sonic, they had no female characters. They wanted to add one, they chose Amy.
I mean, I suppose it might attract her to a girl.
A female audience, it makes sense. Because she's not like, she is different to Peach as well. It's not about... Here, you know what, I'm actually going to contradict myself. I was about to say it's not about rescuing her. But then I remembered what I wrote. And I wrote that I also have Amy. But I have Amy's levels, where it's chased by a robot and solve a puzzle. That is what you do across several levels, because there's quite a few. And ultimately, Sonic is about rescuing her. You know, I think she's a bit more of a on her own ballsy character, but let's not beat around the bush here. It fucking is what it is, yeah. Go on then.
That's on my own, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You were 10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Must have doubled up quite a few then. We've got 2 more. Sonic Adventure 2. Whereas the step forwards from, you know, Sonic on the Mega Drive and Genesis to Sonic Adventure felt huge, the step forward with Sonic Adventure 2 felt small. A baby step. More of here's the same thing with a little bit of tweaking here and there, but not solving enough of the problems. That's negative, you know?
Yeah.
And ultimately, these days, people look at all Sonic 3D games as bad. And that's unfortunate. And what now happens is, because there have been many bad 3D Sonic games, do never forget, ever forget the existence of the 2006 or 2008 Sonic the Hedgehog game. That is such a fucking stinker that I could not get past the first level. And that never happens. That game is rightfully called one of the worst games ever, let alone one of the worst Sonic games, for good fucking reason. Also, whoever went and wrote that script and went, yes, Sonic and a human princess fall in love and Sonic kisses the human... What the fuck? Like, at some point, does someone slap that person's pen out of their hand?
He got lazy.
Jesus
really lazy.
Christ. It's just weird. He's a fucking hedgehog. What's the matter with you? Thankfully, the success of the movie has added a bit of resurgence. Not a bad movie either. Fun. Bring a bit of resurgence. But ultimately, I think the disdain for 3D games overall makes these games look worse than they actually are.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's necessarily fair. But there you go. Hating Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, not the easiest things to do, even if there are some obvious things to go for. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/GBHBL, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?